Go ahead. Turn it up. It's the Record Machine Show with your host, Jimmy Howe.
Quit acting all weird, y'all are creeping me out, bartender. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome singer-songwriter Catoe White. Catoe, how you doing?
Doing good, man. How are you?
Pretty good. Where are you calling from today?
I actually just got back home. Played in Savannah last night, Georgia.
Oh, wow. And where's home for you?
I live in Lexington, South Carolina at the moment. It's right outside of Columbia.
Oh, nice. Is that where you grew up?
Yeah, when I was born, we lived here, and then actually more of growing up would actually been Columbia. My grandparents passed away. We moved into their house.
Oh, okay.
Remodeled it, so I went to high school and everything there in Columbia.
Very cool. Now tell me about your musical background. When did you first get involved in music?
My family is a very musical family, whether it's just enjoying music or playing it. My granddad was a singer-songwriter. He's got a couple albums he released or made back in the day, and cousins, Christmas and all that stuff was all the get-togethers with guitars would come out, and I have cousins that play guitar, and my brother's a drummer, so a lot of music has been a big thing in our family and from my life. But growing up, I was more into sports. I played sports, so my granddad taught me like basic chords. I just put it on the back burner and didn't care too much about pursuing it. I wanted to pursue sports, which my body hates me for now, but
I'm sure. Would you play football?
I played football. I was young. I played everything: football, basketball, baseball.
Wow.
Golf. I still play golf. It's like therapy to get out there and in the nature. But yeah, in high school I played football and basketball and tore my knees up and body up. Sure. I played basketball a year until I got hurt again at a junior college.
Mm-hmm.
And after that, like early 20s, I finally picked the guitar back up and started playing with it. Taught myself there's more than 3 chords. G, C, and D are not the only ones that exist in the musical world.
Right.
But yeah, my granddad's influenced like Bob Dylan and all that, so they just played, G, C, and D. He was like, you can write a million songs with that. And I grew up and was like, you know what? There's a lot more chords than 3.
That is true. Now, I believe every band or artist is influenced by someone. Who were some of your influences musically?
You can hear it kind of if you listen to us, I guess. But a big influence growing up, I loved, thanks to my dad, I listened to a lot of classic rock, but also loved, the 90s rock growing up. Being from South Carolina, I listened to a lot of Hootie and the Blowfish and Darius Rucker. Mm-hmm. So his style, I sing a lot kind of like him. And I've got, a lot of the old school country, Hank Williams, George Strait, all those people. And then nowadays I'm influenced a lot by a lot of the newer, some of the, like, I listen to a lot of Cody Jinks and Tyler Childers, all those people that have gotten humongous, but just that songwriting style, I like a lot of that. I listen to the Avett Brothers. I have like a bunch of different things. I'll take certain like styles and listen to, and then I'll try to put it in my own way and blend them all together.
Mm-hmm. That's cool.
But growing up, I loved the old classic country and classic rock.
Nice. Now, you have a brand new EP titled My Sober Ass, available now on all the streaming platforms. Can you talk about the EP a little bit?
Yes. So it came out on June 19th. Last June 19th, a year ago, I actually quit drinking. Mm-hmm. And people act weird around you when you quit drinking, like your friends and stuff. They don't know how to act. So, and when you have a job that you just spend your time in bars around people drinking, a lot of people don't tend to know how to act. So one night I just got the idea. I created a drinking song about not drinking. Mm-hmm. And that's the name of the song, My Sober Ass. And so I figured that had to be the name of the EP. And so, yeah, that was my goal. Once I got it done, I had to sit there and wait on it because I wanted to release it on the day for the 1-year anniversary.
That's pretty cool.
But yeah, it's a fun song. I've got the whole old school country honky tonk jam sound with it, of all the steel guitar and all that stuff, you know.
Yeah. Now the title of the EP is "My Sober Ass," and there's also a song on there titled that as well. Now, do you get messages from people that quit drinking and talk to you about sobriety at any point or at all, or no?
I've had a few actually. Yeah, some have been like people I grew up, you know, people from high school that, you know, have reached out and they're like, yeah, it's been hard, and you know, it's great to see you doing your thing or whatever, and you know, talking about it, promoting it. And that's the thing is, I mean, I know I don't not condone drinking. That's why I made the drinking song. Like, do what you want to do, and just because you can control it, you know. My thing was I wasn't doing music what I should have been doing. I was, you know, just one of those that didn't know how to stop. So I just drink and sit around drinking and wondering why I'm not going anywhere with music. And it's like, well, it's because you're sitting there drinking.
Right.
One day it clicked. You're sitting there drinking and not, you know, out there working and doing what you're supposed to be doing. So
Yeah, well, I can imagine once you're hooked on drinking all the time, it's hard to get out of that hole, right? Unless you really focus on it, right?
yeah, I mean, and so there's another song on there that's, you know, my old man, my dad passed away when I was 20.
Mm-hmm.
And that and other losses and life struggles throughout the years, I just never didn't deal with it the right way. I just dealt with it with drinking instead of, it doesn't have, you know, like you said, it's hard. You get into used to that. That's how I'm going to deal with it. I'm going to go sit and drink and try to get it to go away. But
now,
doesn't. You fall asleep and you wake up the next day and it's still there.
Yeah. Now, are you the type of person that like it's all or nothing? Like you got to, drink until you're drunk. You can't have a couple, or it varies on the situation.
For the most part, yeah, I'm the person. I get a few of me, and then it's just like it starts that engine or whatever. I'm like, let's go. We're gonna go until the wheels come off.
What was your drink of choice?
Mostly, I mean, I drank a lot of beer, but then the last few years, I got just whiskey was my downfall. Yeah, whiskey's good, but when you wake up and you drink 3/4 of the bottle, and you're like, well, that didn't end well.
Yeah, and you're like, was somebody over here last night helping me drink this? And then you realize, no, you drank the whole thing yourself.
Yeah, no, COVID didn't help with that. Like a lot of people went through a lot of mental stuff with COVID, and sitting at home by yourself drinking, stuck with nowhere to go, didn't help.
Yeah. Now this podcast is going to feature two of the tracks from this EP, Always Blue and My Sober Ass. What's the story behind those two songs?
So My Sober Ass, like I said, was one that just hit me one night, that write a drinking song. Like, I don't mind if people drink. There's a lot of people I see and meet that, deep down I get jealous of because they can have a few drinks and have a good time and then go home and be done for the day.
Mm-hmm.
And so, because I had some friends that were like, we're not trying to rub it in. We'd go out for a birthday dinner or hang out, and they wanted, drinking in front of me. I'm like, you do you, have fun. Just because I can't not, drink a couple. It's not your fault. So, and it makes me feel, like I said, it makes you feel weird when people just act different around you. It's like, no, just be yourself. Let's have a good time.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where I came with that. I just wanted to write a song to be like, hey, I can't control it, but have a drink for me. We'll have a good time. Just a fun party song.
Right.
Always Blue is kind of an inspirational song for anybody going through depression, addiction, anything. I mean, I've been through it all. For a while, I thought, I was a crazy person, and then didn't want to talk about it. Then you finally start talking about it and meet other people and talk to other people, and you find out we're all a little bit crazy. So that song, actually started writing that song as a sad song.
Mm-hmm.
And then one day one day last year, like a hurricane was coming through, like the remnants of a hurricane was passing over here in South Carolina. I was driving down the road, and I just like through the cloud, like a little hole in the cloud, just see the blue sky. And I just thought, isn't it weird that it's always blue skies on the other side of the clouds, even if it's storming?
Mm-hmm.
And that's where that thought came from. And then boom, I was like, that should be a song. And then I took parts of that sad song I had and then turned it into no matter what you're going through, it's always, you can get through the clouds and the dark skies, and it's always blue on the other side.
I had a guest on the show a couple of years ago, and he talked to me about quitting drinking too, and he said it was so hard. It was almost like breaking up with the love of his life. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, I mean, at first it was very tough. I just kept myself very busy with music, and or I'd go for a walk, go exercise, do dishes, do something, just do something to keep my mind occupied. Because my biggest downfall, and people ask me this all the time, they're like, is it not hard to be at a bar all the time? And I'm like, really? No. Like, the bar atmosphere wasn't what made me drink, just when I would be at home and sitting by myself and get in my head with my thoughts, that's when I wanted to drink. And so that was the hardest part, just sit there and start getting anxious, or sitting there wanting to drink, like out of either anxiety or boredom. So I would just keep myself busy, play music, write songs, do something. And then after a few months, it started to be a little easier to just sit around in your own head.
Right.
Excuse me. So yeah. And then you start thinking about, luckily for me, like my music career has picked up a lot of steam in the last year. So that's, seeing those results, it's like, yeah, this is why you don't need to go back to just sitting around drinking.
Right. No, that makes sense.
That helps a lot. And then, every now and then you see somebody as your entertainment, as some crazy drunk person falling down, acting stupid out at a show. And you're like, yeah, I'm glad I'm not that person anymore.
Yeah, I'm sure. Now, how do you approach songwriting? What's your creative process like?
So I've had, I have some buddies in Nashville. We wrote a song with them where we did it the Nashville songwriter way, I guess. We just sit in a room and have a topic and go from there. A lot of the stuff I've written is, some of it is just, I'll get an idea and then the words will come in my head, and I'll sit there and I'll kind of have a melody in my head, and I'll just write along with that, and then later come back and try to put the music to it. And Always Blue was actually kind of a combination. I had the idea, like I said, off of seeing the blue sky, but one day the melody for it came when I was just playing practicing around on the guitar, and started playing this chord progression. And I was like, I like the way that sounds. And then that's when I put the words to it. So there's really no rhyme or reason sometimes. It's just all messing around. But usually I try to I'll have a word or a phrase or a topic I want to write about, and go from there. And a lot of times I just write stuff as it's therapy. Like my old man always tell at my shows, I probably wrote 20 songs about my dad after he passed away. They were just far too emotional. I guess it was just for me to get feelings and stuff out, because I don't talk about them a lot. Mm-hmm. I just write them down or sing them. And then one day in 15 minutes I wrote that song, and I was like, that's the one. That's the one that makes the most sense, sounds the best, hits the points. And actually, a week ago, I actually opened up for another songwriter out of Nashville, and I was talking to him about it. I was talking about, sometimes I feel like my songs are too personal because they just come from how I'm feeling. Mm-hmm. And he was like, and he said he had heard a quote from somebody. It was, if you can't be yourself, then how will fans and people like you? And I was like, well, that makes sense.
It does make sense.
Yeah, sometimes I feel like I love this song, but then it's like once you put it out there, it's like I'm just singing about something that means something to me. But I get reassured from time to time. I'll sing songs, and the other day I sang a song about my grandparents' lake house I wrote. It's on the EP Heaven. That song is about a lake. I pretty much grew up there in the summer times on the weekends. Some lady who just busted out crying while I was singing it. It reminded her of her home. So I was like, well, that's why I do it right there.
Wow. That's pretty cool. Now, you have a couple songs on this EP. Do you have a favorite, and why?
I would say out of all of them, Heaven is probably my favorite, just because it's that's the only one I didn't put really any percussion to it. It just had that relaxed vibe. It's in essence what it is, when I'm gone, cremate me and take me back there and spread my ashes. But I just, that was, of all the growing up, of all the sports and everything in life, it's like always we had there to go and just get away from the world and fish, get on the boat, relax, whatever. We'd sit around, just listen to music at night. That's where it's basically like heaven to me. So that's what the whole point of it was. So I can just sit that and always just go back to those memories and relax. As crazy as the world is now dropping all over the place and playing all the time, just nonstop. So.
Mm-hmm. Now, if you could do a duet or a collaboration with any artist, who would it be and why?
I feel like in my genre, like in the country vibe genre, I would love to do one with like Cody Jinks. I saw him a year ago, but I just pretty much everything he's done. I love the vibe of his music, and we have similar voices. I feel like we can, but I love his style and vibe and the way he writes. I can tell in some of his songs he writes the way I do. I just write his feelings about what's going on in his life. I'm trying to think of somebody outside the genre, somebody off the wall that'd be fun to collaborate with. Honestly, if I could, play with the Avett Brothers, that would be that style. I mean, some of their newer stuff they've gotten, kind of full band and stuff, but a lot of their early stuff is just because I play mostly acoustic shows, singer-songwriter stuff, and that's their whole vibe is, just the stringed instruments, and their writing is amazing. So
yeah, I was looking at your calendar on Facebook. Looks like you're doing a lot of shows in South Carolina and Georgia and North Carolina. You ever go to Nashville and do shows?
I actually have a week set up in September.
Very cool.
Trying to fill a couple more dates, but I have like 3 or 4 shows set up there in Nashville in September. So working on a few in Florida too, just trying to expand the region and the reach.
So it's just you then, right? You just do acoustic shows?
Yeah, at the moment it's just me.
That's pretty cool.
It's been I'm actually planning on by the end of the year I'm gonna put out some other songs I have written, do more of like an acoustic EP, since it's more along the lines I've heard from some people. That's what they hear since they hear me playing it acoustically. So when they hear the full band songs, they're like, it throws them off a little bit. But
so you're working on some new material?
Well, I have a handful of other songs, like anything, budget. Couldn't do it all at one huge album. So, but yeah, I'm hopefully get in the studio in the next couple months and put out the rest of them, because I have a few I've played and people requested, they want that on an album or recorded it. I'm like, I'll get there. Give me some money and we'll, make it happen.
So your plans?
Nothing's free.
Yeah. So your plans basically for the rest of the year are do as many shows and try to record the rest of those songs that you have written, huh?
Correct.
That's awesome. Now, do you have a website that you'd like to promote?
As of right now, as everything's through, I have a link that has my link tree with all shows and music. Is they're on my Facebook and Instagram pages of just Catoe White Music. Working on getting an actual website and start selling. I'm gonna get stuff made and start selling merchandise. I mean, I have, koozies and some small stuff I'll sell at shows. But talking in the talks now with getting some shirts and stuff like that made.
That would be cool.
And then get the website up so I can sell on that, because I have family and friends and stuff throughout the country, and they're like, now starting to get with streaming and everything, you start to get a little bit of pockets of fans here and there and stuff that can't come to the shows when I'm just playing regionally right now.
Right. Yeah, on your Facebook, I see it's Linktree /Catoe White, and that's CATOE WHITE, correct?
Correct. Yeah, and then my Facebook and Instagram are the same. It's just Catoe White Music.
Now, is there anything you'd like to mention that we didn't talk about today?
And I am working so in September, I'm going up to Nashville to write with there's a company up there called SSM on Music Row. I'm working with them, so the plan, it'll probably be first of next year, be my guess, but I'm gonna pitch some songs I already have, and then I'm gonna write songs with their songwriters in September. Then some point by the end of the year, I'll go up and record those, and then they're gonna have one. It'll actually be put out to radio and sent out, and see the feedback we get from it.
Awesome. Well, Catoe, I want to go ahead.
More than likely, that's probably looking at first of next year.
Mm-hmm.
So the goal for the next year, like you said, goal for this year, we're going to get, as many shows as I can. I got the next few months booked up pretty solid, but get the rest of my songs I have written out there, recorded and out there by the end of the year, play as many shows as I can, and hopefully next year we'll get out to radio and bigger stream and outreach and see what happens, and hopefully come out and get some shows. I'd like to expand out further places. I got a brother in Wisconsin, hoping to play up there. I've met some people at shows that are up there. They're like, you can come up here.
Any plans for Myrtle Beach?
I'll actually be in Myrtle Beach next month for a week, the first week of August.
Where you can play?
I'll be in Myrtle Beach and what's that beach right there in North Carolina?
Sunset Beach? Is that where it is? Sunset Beach, North Carolina?
I'll tell you, I got my calendar right here. Ocean Isle Beach.
Oh, okay. I know where that is. Where are you playing in Myrtle Beach?
Myrtle Beach is North Myrtle Beach is with Deckers.
Oh, wow.
And then 2 days in a row, there's two different Doesn't Matter Bar and Grills. And then I'm playing also at a couple, 2 flea market shows.
Very cool.
There, Myrtle Beach area that first week of August. But
maybe I'll stop by and check out your show. I'm not that far away from there.
Yeah, I'll be there. I know for that week, and then I'll be back, I think in November. I booked another one.
Very cool. Well, Catoe, I want to thank you so much for coming on the show. I really dig this EP. I think it's really good, and I'm looking forward to hearing the new music when it comes out. And let's stay in touch. I'd like to have you back on the show again when that EP drops, or album, whichever it may be, and we can chat again. Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, I have, like I said, goals to get it out by the end of the year. So I'll keep an eye out. I'll announce it for sure on all the social medias and all that. And anybody listening, everybody out there, just follow me on Spotify and all those places, and it'll alert you when new music comes out. And I'm excited. Like I said, it was hard. I'm not a great at patience, so it was hard to sit with all the mastered, finished product for like 2 or 3 months to wait till that certain date. But last year, the day I quit last year was Father's Day and my dad, and I have a little daughter, so to finally turn my life around for them, I figured that was a good day to do it. And it was a day off of Father's Day this year as the calendar went, but yeah, I wanted it to be that date since it was pretty significant. So that's why I chose that date. So yeah, when I got everything was finished as far as the recordings, I had to wait till like 2 or 3 months for it to come out. So we won't have to wait as long this time around. There'll be no real special meaning. Once I get everything done and finished, I'll set up a date to release it. Awesome. Well, looking forward to hearing it. All right, man. Well, I appreciate it. Thank you for having me on. The goal is just get my name out there and keep playing music, and hopefully touches people as much as, does something for them as much as it's done for me. So absolutely. Well, let's stay in touch. All right. Will do, man. All right. You enjoy the rest of your day. All right. You too, buddy. Thank you. All right. You take care. All right. Bye-bye. Down the throttle on my foolish brain. Now the sunshine is a wife's tale, a promise, a false hope. The rainbow is a tall tale, a Hollywood
stars subsiding, sunlight paints your face. The colors of the horizon leave you in a daze. No addiction, depression, a person can bring you down. When you break through the dark skies and rise up above the clouds, so do as I say, don't do what I've done. When you think you're the only one, the dark skies above you look like they'll never move. Just know on the other side the sky always. Just know on the other side the sky always.
The Record Machine Show is a weekly radio podcast produced by Jimmy Howell Productions. All rights reserved. For information regarding distribution or adding this podcast to your website, please visit our contact page at therecordmachineshow.com to submit your request. Thanks for listening. See you next time on The Record Machine Show.
The Record Machine Show.